Eugene, it's on you.
50.
Call. Angus?
And 50. Oh, someone's feeling lucky.
What happened to this kid? He used to be so cute. He grew some.
They were the faces of one of television's biggest sitcoms, but time changed them in ways fans never expected. Some became almost unrecognizable. Others disappeared from Hollywood altogether, while a few reinvented themselves after life took dramatic turns behind the cameras. And one cast member made a decision that stunned millions and changed everything overnight. From breakout stars to surprising transformations, here's what the Two and a Half Men cast then and how different they are today. Jon Cryer/Alan Harper. Jon Cryer was already a familiar face in Hollywood before Two and a Half Men premiered in 2003. Many recognized him from the 1986 film Pretty in Pink, but it was Alan Harper that made him a television icon. Introduced as Charlie Harper's divorced older brother, Alan was awkward, unlucky, and constantly struggling with money and relationships. While Charlie Sheen often grabbed the spotlight, Cryer became the steady heart of the series. Alan appeared in nearly every episode, balancing Charlie's carefree lifestyle with anxious humor and bad luck. Cryer's consistent performance earned him widespread praise and 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, cementing his reputation as one of television's finest comedic actors. Spending 12 seasons in the same role also meant audiences closely identified him with Alan Harper for more than a decade. By the time the sitcom ended, Cryer had naturally changed with age. One of the most noticeable differences was his hair loss, something he openly discussed after wearing hairpieces during parts of the series. Instead of hiding the issue, he spoke honestly about it, earning admiration from fans who appreciated his openness. His appearance today reflects a more mature stage of life, while remaining instantly recognizable to longtime viewers. Following the show's conclusion in 2015, Jon Cryer continued building his career through acting while expanding into directing and producing. Beyond Hollywood, he enjoys spending time with his wife, Lisa Joyner, and their children. While Alan Harper remains his most recognizable role, Cryer's long career includes many successful projects both before and after the hit sitcom, highlighting his talent, adaptability, and ability to thrive across different areas of the entertainment industry. If you think this change is crazy, the next one will even shock you. Marin Hinkle/Judith Harper. Marin Hinkle joined Two and a Half Men in 2003 as Judith Harper, Alan Harper's determined ex-wife, becoming one of the sitcom's most memorable characters. Judith's sharp tongue, strong personality, and frequent conflicts with Alan fueled many of the show's funniest moments. While she often made Alan's life more challenging after their divorce, her confidence and wit kept audiences entertained. Before joining the cast, Hinkle had already built a solid acting career through television, film, and stage performances. Her experience brought humor, authenticity, and emotional depth to Judith, helping transform the character into one of the series' most recognizable and unforgettable supporting roles. Hinkle's portrayal was so convincing that some viewers had trouble separating the actress from the role. Later, she said she ran into real hostility from fans who kind of treated her as if she really were Judith Harper. And even with that backlash, she still felt like a vital part of the show's success for the whole run, if you know what I mean. Her quick comedic timing and that natural chemistry with the cast made Judith one of television's more recognizable sitcom ex-wives, even when people thought the character could be annoying. After the sitcom ended, Hinkle seemed to get a fresh push in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. With Rose Weissman, she was introduced to a whole new crowd, and it also highlighted a more serious dramatic side, not just sitcom laughs. The critics really liked it, and the work brought her 3 straight Primetime Emmy Award nominations for Outstanding Supporting Actress, which basically confirmed she's among television's most flexible performers. These days, She looks a bit older, but she still comes across as graceful and active in the entertainment space. Angus T. Jones/Jake Harper. Angus T. Jones was only 10 years old when he joined 2.5 Men in 2003 as Jake Harper, the lovable, food-obsessed son of Alan Harper. With his effortless comedic delivery and innocent charm, he quickly became one of the sitcom's biggest attractions. As the series grew into one of television's highest-rated comedies, Jones grew up in front of millions of viewers every week. For almost 10 years, audiences saw Jones grow up, sort of, from a kid into a teen. And somehow Jake Harper became one of the show's most defining parts. He collected multiple Young Artist Award wins, and his easy chemistry with Jon Cryer and Charlie Sheen helped the whole series click into place. But being in his formative years on one of television's biggest sitcoms also meant he was kinda living inside constant public focus. So when the show ended, that shift away from the spotlight turned out to be a lot rougher than lots of fans had thought. Then, in 2012, everything flipped. Jones publicly criticized 2.5 Men, basically asking viewers to stop watching because his religious convictions no longer matched the series. Those remarks really startled fans, and the entertainment industry too. People started wondering why one of TV's brightest young stars had moved against the program that made him famous in the first place. Shortly after that, he stepped away from Hollywood almost entirely, choosing a more quiet way of living, built around faith and personal improvement instead of celebrity life. Charlie Sheen/Charlie Harper. Charlie Sheen was already one of Hollywood's biggest stars when 2.5 Men premiered in 2003. Long before becoming Charlie Harper, he had earned acclaim through films like Platoon and Wall Street, establishing himself as a leading actor. On the sitcom, he played a wealthy bachelor whose carefree lifestyle, quick wit, and endless confidence became the show's signature. The role felt effortless, and audiences embraced him immediately. For 8 seasons, Sheen remained the face of the sitcom, but his success was overshadowed by mounting personal struggles. In 2011, a series of controversial interviews and public disputes with the show's creator led to his dismissal from the series. His departure shocked fans and forced the sitcom to reinvent itself without its biggest star. Around the same time, his highly publicized behavior dominated headlines, turning phrases like "winning" into pop culture catchphrases while drawing intense media attention to his personal life. In 2015, Sheen revealed that he had been living with HIV since 2011, explaining that he had kept the diagnosis private for several years. The announcement changed public perception of his struggles and marked a turning point in his life. He later focused on rebuilding his health and maintaining sobriety, publicly stating that he had been sober since 2017. Although his appearance has naturally changed with age, he remains recognizable, now showing a calmer and healthier image compared with the turbulent years that once defined his public reputation. Conchata Ferrell/Berta. Conchata Ferrell was already a respected veteran actress when she joined 2.5 Men in 2003 as Berta, Charlie Harper's outspoken housekeeper. Although she wasn't part of the central family, her sharp wit, fearless attitude, and perfectly timed insults often stole every scene she appeared in. Long before playing Berta, Ferrell had built an impressive career on stage, television, and film. However, the sitcom introduced her to a much larger audience and became the defining role of her career. Her chemistry with Charlie Sheen, Jon Cryer, and Angus T. Jones helped make Berta an essential part of the Harper household. Behind the laughter, though, Ferrell quietly battled serious health problems during the later years of her life. In her final years, Ferrell dealt with serious medical challenges that sort of messed with her mobility and overall health. She kept inspiring fans with this stubborn kind of resilience, but over time, her condition gradually got worse. On October 12, 2020, she passed away at the age of 77 after complications tied to cardiac arrest, and she left behind an amazing body of work, really spanning decades. After her death, former cast members offered really heartfelt tributes. They talked about her extraordinary talent and also her kindness in the background, like the kind you notice but don't forget. More than 20 years after 2.5 Men premiered, Berta is still one of television's most beloved sitcom characters, so Conchata Ferrell's legacy keeps on entertaining new generations of viewers. Holland Taylor/Evelyn Harper. Holland Taylor brought Evelyn Harper to life when 2.5 Men premiered in 2003. As Charlie and Alan's wealthy, sharp-tongued mother, she became one of the sitcom's most unforgettable characters. Long before joining the series, Taylor had already built an impressive Hollywood resume through decades of television, film, and stage work. Throughout the show's run, Taylor balanced biting humor with surprising emotional depth, helping make Evelyn far more than a one-dimensional sitcom parent. While continuing her television work, she also proved her versatility beyond comedy. In 2013, she wrote and starred in the one-woman Broadway play Anne, portraying former Texas Governor Ann Richards. The critically acclaimed performance earned her a Tony Award nomination and reinforced her reputation as one of Hollywood's finest character actresses. Today, Taylor has aged gracefully while remaining active in the entertainment industry. She continues to make occasional film and television appearances, demonstrating the same professionalism that has defined her career for decades. Fans also admire her long-standing relationship with actress Sarah Paulson, which has become one of Hollywood's most talked about and enduring partnerships, despite their significant age difference. More than 20 years after 2.5 Men debuted, Taylor still makes select public appearances and remains highly respected by audiences and fellow actors alike. Whether remembered as the unforgettable Evelyn Harper or celebrated for her acclaimed stage performances, Holland Taylor's remarkable longevity and talent have secured her place as one of television's most accomplished performers. Ashton Kutcher/Walden Schmidt. Ashton Kutcher joined 2.5 Men in 2011 after Charlie Sheen's highly publicized departure. Cast as billionaire Walden Schmidt, he faced the difficult task of replacing the show's biggest star. Despite the challenge, Kutcher helped carry the sitcom through its final seasons, introducing a different style of humor that kept audiences watching. Already famous for That 70s Show and films like The Butterfly Effect, his arrival marked one of television's biggest comeback stories. Away from the sitcom, Kutcher expanded his success far beyond acting. He became one of Hollywood's most successful technology investors, backing companies such as Uber and Airbnb during their early years. Alongside his business ventures, he devoted significant time to philanthropy through organizations focused on protecting children from online exploitation. His work outside entertainment has become just as notable as his acting career. In 2022, Kutcher revealed that he had battled vasculitis, a rare autoimmune illness that for a while messed with his hearing, vision, and balance. That whole experience made him pause work and focus on recovering, and somehow gave him a more grounded, not to mention renewed, appreciation for his health. Nowadays, he looks well and stays active. Even so, he has talked pretty candidly about how difficult that chapter of his life really was. Kutcher still manages acting, business, and family stuff at the same time, with his wife Mila Kunis and their kids. Even if he now picks projects more carefully, his reach goes well beyond Hollywood. Over a decade after joining 2.5 Men, Walden Schmidt is still one of his most recognizable television personas, while his work as an entrepreneur and philanthropist continues to mold, in a lasting way, the legacy people remember him for. Strap your seatbelt on, because the next ride is on a whole nother level. Melanie Lynskey/Rose. Melanie Lynskey as Rose, Charlie Harper's sweet but obsessively devoted neighbor. Her unpredictable behavior, awkward charm, and perfect comedic timing quickly made Rose one of the sitcom's most memorable recurring characters. Long before the series, Lynskey had already impressed critics with her breakthrough performance opposite Kate Winslet in Heavenly Creatures, proving she possessed dramatic talent well beyond comedy. Although Rose was written mostly for laughs, Linsky kind of quietly faced personal challenges behind the scenes. She's talked about living with misophonia, a condition where certain everyday sounds can trigger really intense emotional reactions. She also shared that she was dealing with binge eating during those years, so the whole filming situation, right before a live studio audience, was way more demanding than people watching ever realized. Still, despite all that, she kept turning in one of the show's most unforgettable performances. Once the sitcom wrapped, Linsky went through this pretty extraordinary career resurgence. She got major attention starring in Yellow Jackets. Then later, she showed up in HBO's The Last of Us, which basically introduced her acting range to a whole new crowd. Her dramatic work got strong critical praise, and slowly but surely cemented her as one of television's most respected actresses, far beyond that quirky role that first made a lot of audiences notice her. Now Linsky continues to push confidence and body positivity, openly pushing back against unrealistic beauty standards inside the entertainment industry. She's been very candid about refusing pressure to change her appearance just to satisfy producers, no matter how it was framed. And somehow she's managing to keep a thriving career going while also leaning into family life with actor Jason Ritter. She still feels like one of the most successful 2.5 Men alumni too, showing that talent and authenticity can outlast whatever Hollywood expectations try to throw at you. Courtney Thorne-Smith / Lindsay McElroy. Courtney Thorne-Smith joined 2.5 Men in 2010 as Lindsay McElroy, Alan Harper's on and off love interest. By then, she was already a television icon thanks to starring roles in Melrose Place, Ally McBeal, and According to Jim. Her arrival brought a refreshing dynamic to Alan's storyline, adding warmth and stability to a character usually surrounded by chaos. After years in the spotlight, Thorne-Smith naturally changed with time, embracing a more relaxed and mature appearance. Rather than chasing every Hollywood opportunity, she gradually stepped away from leading television roles. She has also spoken about the pressure actresses face to maintain a youthful image, choosing instead to age on her own terms instead of following industry expectations. Away from acting, Thorne-Smith has devoted more attention to writing and family life. She has authored novels and enjoys a quieter lifestyle with her husband, Roger Fishman, whom she married in 2007, and their son. Living outside Hollywood's constant spotlight has allowed her to focus on personal priorities while remaining connected to creative work beyond television. Although she appears less frequently on screen today, Thorne-Smith's impact on television remains significant. From her breakthrough roles in the 1990s to her memorable performance as Lindsay McElroy, she has built a career spanning decades. More than 20 years after 2.5 Men premiered, fans continue to remember her for bringing humor, warmth, and authenticity to one of Alan Harper's most meaningful relationships. Jennifer Taylor / Chelsea. Jennifer Taylor was the woman many fans considered Charlie Harper's most serious romantic partner. Unlike Charlie's many brief relationships, Chelsea challenged his carefree lifestyle and even inspired him to consider settling down. Her warmth, intelligence, and chemistry with Charlie Sheen made her one of the sitcom's most beloved recurring characters. Although Chelsea became her best-known television role, Taylor continued acting after the sitcom ended instead of relying on past success. She appeared in independent productions and explored projects outside mainstream network television. By choosing smaller roles, she expanded her experience while avoiding the typecasting that often follows actors from long-running sitcoms. Her career reflected a willingness to pursue meaningful work rather than simply chase high-profile opportunities. Outside acting, Taylor has focused heavily on family life with her husband, Paul Taylor, and has remained active in projects that reflect her personal values. She has participated in faith-based films and inspirational productions, using her platform to support stories centered on hope, family, and resilience. Those choices have shaped the second phase of her career while keeping her connected to audiences. Now, Jennifer Taylor looks noticeably more mature, while maintaining the elegance that first made Chelsea such a memorable character. Though she appears less frequently in major television productions, she continues making select public appearances and acting in independent projects. More than 2 decades after the sitcom premiered, Chelsea remains one of Charlie Harper's most unforgettable relationships. Ryan Stiles/Dr. Herb Melnick. Ryan Stiles joined 2.5 Men in 2004 as Dr. Herb Melnick, Judith Harper's easygoing husband and Alan's unlikely rival. Long before the sitcom, he was already a celebrated comedian through Whose Line Is It Anyway? And The Drew Carey Show. His quick improvisational skills and effortless delivery blended perfectly with the series' humor, making Herb one of the show's most enjoyable recurring characters, despite appearing less frequently than the main cast. Throughout the years, Stiles became known for his towering height and expressive physical comedy. Those qualities made his scenes especially memorable. But decades of performing demanding comedic routines also took a physical toll. As he has grown older, his appearance has naturally changed, reflecting a long career spent entertaining audiences on television and live stages alike, while continuing to embrace his signature comedic style. Away from Hollywood, Stiles has devoted much of his time to the Upfront Theater in Bellingham, Washington, where he serves as owner and supports live improvisational comedy. The theater reflects his passion for helping new performers develop their skills while keeping improv alive for local audiences. His commitment to live performance has remained strong, even as he gradually reduced his television workload. Today, Stiles enjoys a quieter life in Washington with his family, while still making occasional appearances in comedy projects. Although he no longer appears as regularly on television, fans continue to admire his remarkable wit and lasting influence on improvisational comedy. More than 2 decades after joining 2.5 Men, Dr. Herb Melnick remains one of the sitcom's most beloved supporting characters. Amber Tamblyn/Jenny Harper. Amber Tamblyn was Jenny Harper, Charlie Harper's previously unknown daughter, who inherited much of her father's confidence and rebellious personality. Introduced after Charlie Sheen's departure, Jenny brought fresh energy to the sitcom's final seasons while helping connect the later episodes to the show's original storyline. Although her time on the sitcom was relatively brief, Tamblyn continued expanding her career beyond acting. She established herself as a respected author, publishing books of poetry and essays, while also directing and producing creative projects. Rather than pursuing constant television work, she became increasingly selective, choosing roles that reflected her artistic interests instead of simply seeking mainstream success. Tamblyn also became a prominent voice in social activism, speaking openly about women's rights and equalities within the entertainment industry. She has participated in campaigns supporting survivors of abuse and has used her platform to encourage meaningful conversations about social issues. Alongside her advocacy, she has built a stable family life with comedian and actor David Cross, whom she married in 2012, and together they are raising their daughter, Sophie Winkleman/Zoe Hyde Tottingham Pierce. Sophie Winkleman was Zoe Hyde Tottingham Pierce, Walden Schmidt's intelligent and sophisticated British girlfriend. Her sharp personality and refined manners created an entertaining contrast with Walden's laid-back lifestyle, making Zoe one of the standout characters during the show's later seasons. Even before appearing on the series, Winkleman's life had taken an extraordinary turn. She had married Lord Frederick Windsor, becoming part of the extended British royal family. Balancing a royal title with an acting career made her unique in the entertainment industry, as she continued pursuing television and film roles while representing one of Britain's most prominent families. Despite the added attention, she remained committed to her profession. In 2017, Winkleman survived a serious car accident that left her with significant back injuries. Her recovery required surgery involving metal implants and a lengthy rehabilitation process. Determined to return to acting, she gradually resumed work while carefully managing her health. April Bowlby/Candy. April Bowlby joined 2.5 Men in 2005 as Candy, Charlie Harper's cheerful but naive girlfriend who later married Alan Harper. Her playful personality and comedic innocence quickly made her a fan favorite, adding a fresh dynamic to the sitcom. Although Candy was often the subject of jokes, Bowlby's natural charm helped make the character far more memorable than a typical supporting role, earning her lasting popularity with viewers. After the sitcom, Bowlby kinda worked to avoid being pinned down as just a comedic sort of type of character, you know? She slowly expanded into more dramatic and action-leaning projects, and it turned out she had more range than a lot of people in the audience had guessed at first. Her biggest breakthrough, as Rita Farr, also called Elasti-Woman, in Doom Patrol. That superhero series, which got real critical praise, basically introduced her to a fresh crowd and showed this really different angle of her acting, like not just one vibe. And off to the side, away from all the spotlight noise, Bowlby has leaned into family life. At the same time, she's started looking more mature over time in a way that's pretty noticeable. Like many folks who spend years on television, her appearance has naturally evolved with the years, but she's still instantly recognizable to the longtime fans. She's managed motherhood alongside her career, and she's chosen work that lets her keep both her professional goals and her personal priorities, not sacrificing one for the other. So now, Bowlby's career seems more like steady growth than some sudden overnight reinvention. She keeps taking selective roles, while also getting to enjoy what Doom Patrol did for her later career, in the best way. Graham Patrick Martin / Eldridge McElroy. Although Graham Patrick Martin wasn't part of the original cast, his easygoing chemistry with Angus T. Jones made Eldridge a memorable recurring character. His clueless humor and carefree personality fit perfectly into the sitcom's chaotic family dynamic, giving audiences another lovable teenager to laugh at. Before he landed the sitcom, Martin had started, already building some kind of television career, but 2.5 Men kinda put him in front of a much wider crowd. Like a lot of young actors, though, he ran into that tricky issue of not getting permanently typecast. Staying the goofy sitcom kid could have boxed him in. So after he left the series, he went looking for roles that were more dramatic and emotionally demanding, even if it meant stepping away from what people expected. And yeah, that choice really paid off. Martin showed up in crime dramas like The Closer and Major Crimes, and it made it pretty clear he could carry serious material. He didn't stop there either. He went after directing as well, putting his own money into short films while slowly moving his attention behind the scenes. Rather than chasing non-stop publicity, he kept his head down, working in several lanes at once, and basically expanding what he could do creatively across filmmaking. Graham Patrick Martin keeps an exceptionally private life. He shows up in public only very rarely, and he's largely stayed out of the Hollywood headlines. Beyond acting, he's also supported charitable efforts for homeless youth. So in a way, his biggest impacts happen far from the spotlight. Jane Lynch / Dr. Linda Freeman. Jane Lynch joined 2.5 Men in 2004 as Dr. Linda Freeman, the sharp-tongued therapist who could always see through Charlie Harper's excuses. Her blunt observations and perfectly timed sarcasm made the character unforgettable despite limited screen time. By then, Lynch was already a respected comedic actress whose improvisational skills and commanding presence had earned admiration throughout Hollywood. While portraying the confident psychologist, Lynch was sort of quietly working through her own battle with alcohol addiction. You know, not in the spotlight. Since then, she's spoken openly about going to recovery meetings while still keeping up with work. And somehow, her performance seems even more remarkable because of it. Not long after her sitcom appearances, she hit another rung of fame when she starred as Sue Sylvester on Glee. That part brought in multiple Emmy Awards, plus a Golden Globe, which is pretty huge. And the momentum didn't stop at acting. Lynch became the longtime host of Hollywood Game Night, and she kept showing up as that familiar face on television, juggling comedy, voice acting, and those guest appearances that pop up everywhere. She also kept doing stage work and film roles, which basically proves she can shift gears and still keep that razor-sharp humor audiences already counted on. Now, Jane Lynch is still very active as a performer, with her trademark short hairstyle and her unmistakable comedic timing. She married Jennifer Chaney in 2021 and continues appearing on television and live events, building a career shaped by resilience, reinvention, and staying popular over time, even if it feels like people notice her in a different way each year. Do not leave just yet, because the last one is coming up and you won't regret sticking around. Emmanuelle Vaugier/Mia. Emmanuelle Vaugier made a lasting impression as Mia, Charlie Harper's fitness instructor turned fiancée. Introduced in 2005, Mia stood apart from Charlie's many romances because she genuinely challenged his carefree lifestyle. Their relationship became one of the sitcom's biggest storylines, with Charlie even proposing marriage. Long before joining 2.5 Men, Vaugier had already built a pretty solid career on television. Yet the sitcom, really bumped up her visibility, and it kind of opened doors to bigger parts. Still, at the same time, she kept getting cast over and over again as glamorous or seductive types, like that classic type of role. And yeah, many actresses say it's hard to wriggle out of that kind of labeling even when they're capable of more range than that. Instead of fading away right after the show ended, Vaugier kept working, pretty steadily, across TV and film. She popped up in CSI NY, where she played Detective Jessica Angel. She starred in the Saw franchise, and later, she played Ebony in Lost Girl. Those projects showed she could slide between crime drama, horror films, and even a fantasy series, without her acting career feeling like it suddenly derailed. Emmanuelle Vaugier stays active in entertainment, but she also dedicates a lot of time to wildlife conservation. She's supported a bunch of animal welfare causes, and she continues advocating for environmental protection, even when people are expecting her to just stick to screens forever. That's our look at the 2.5 Men cast then and now. Which transformation surprised you the most, and who was your favorite character on the show? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates. Thanks for watching, and click the video on your screen now for another amazing Then and Now story.